when I read this book, the title is Project Mary. I thought it was a really good book. So the main storyline, it's about a astronaut, and his name is Ryland Grace. And so he's on a mission to save Earth from tiny microorganisms called astrophages because they're eating the sun. And so he's the only one on the mission, and he can't he wakes up from a coma, but then afterwards he can't really remember anything. So as he starts remembering more and more stuff and learns more about his ship and his past, he meets an alien from Erid called Rocky. So they become friends, and they find a solution to use astrophage together, which is a predator called Taliba. And so afterwards, they kind of part their ways. So Rocky goes to his planet, and Ryland goes to Earth. And it turns out that there was a Taliba leak. So Ryland he can either go to Earth or he can go to Rocky and save Erid and send the beetles to Earth and save Earth. And he chooses the second. And so he lives on Erid, happy ever after, and that's the end of the story. But I think something I liked about the story was that, like I mentioned, that his memories, they return one by one, and the author incorporated that by using flashbacks, and I thought that was a really nice idea. Very unique, because like in most stories, there's only like one or two flashbacks at most. Most stories don't even have flashbacks at all, but in this story, between like 1/3 and half of this story was flashbacks, so I thought that was really unique. And I have to say I was very surprised when in one of the flashbacks, I think it was the second to last, I think, the truth is revealed about how Ryland ends up going on the mission. So he didn't volunteer for it, he was kind of just dragged into the mission. So at first, before I read that part, I thought that he had volunteered and he was like super brave, like a absolute like hero, like, you know, like most fantasy books, like everybody's super like heroic and stuff. So I thought he was one of those people. But after I read that, I was like, okay, so he's a normal person, and I was very surprised. But then afterwards when he decides to go and save Rocky instead of like going to Earth and living as a hero forever and ever. Sorry. So when he does that, so he became like a real hero. So I thought that was really moving and nice, and it was a part of the book that was like afterwards, after he makes the decision, the first text that comes afterwards is sorry, Rocky. So I was like, uh-oh, did he decide to go to Earth instead? But no, it wasn't that. It was like because he sent all the beetles to Earth. So I thought it was a really nice story, and I watched the movie too, but I have to say I kind of prefer the book, because the movie kind of went through all of this in super fast, super kind of fast. Like it's 3 hours, but it takes somebody like definitely more than 3 hours, probably like 10, 20 hours. I'm not exactly sure, but it takes you a very long time to read this, more than 3 hours. But this movie had to fit all that into 3 hours, had to take some stuff out, including some of the details that I really liked, so that was kind of sad. But it was a very nice movie. That I have to say, some of the kind of details that they added in the movie was really funny. So yeah, actually the movie was funnier than the book, but like another reason like I kind of prefer the book is I can actually imagine the scenario in my head, which is really fun. And well, so overall, I think this was a really good book with a very unique narrative style that I loved. But one thing about it that I think, I'm kind of sad about is the ending is a little too abrupt. So I kind of wish it had included his trip to Earth, because at the end, Erid, the planet Rocky's from, offers him a chance to go back to Earth, and it doesn't say whether he declines or accepts, but I probably think that he will accept. So I wish the book kind of included the part about him going back to Earth and the reaction of all the people there. But I just just imagine that. Anyway, I thought this was a really good book overall, and I hope you get to read it too. And see you soon. Bye.